Hey, what's going on, everybody? John Jake Gaming on the mic here, coming at you with a brand new episode of the Cincinnati Royals here on NBA 2K21. We are here rocking in the Eastern Conference semifinals, and we got a tough game ahead of us, man. Or not a tough game, a tough series. So we're taking on the Chicago Bulls, man, and they have a really good team. They got guys like Coby White, Zach LaVine, Brian Hoard, Giannis, and Jusuf Nurkic, as well as a few other guys on the bench that are all 80 and up. So we have a heck of a battle coming for us, particularly in trying to find a way to stop Giannis Antetokounmpo. But it's going to be an interesting one, man. Make sure you smash that like button, as well as hit subscribe if you happen to be brand new. And one thing that I wanted to do before I got into these games is I want to show you guys the custom recruits for at least for coming into season 4, because if we do end up winning this thing, we might go ahead and move this thing over to Twitch. But that being said, this is what we're going with in terms of custom recruits. Starting with point guard, we do have Terrence McFarland, Milton Rogers, Gerard Durham, Kadavius Franklin III, Caden Doman, John Jones, and Jim Self, as well as Jay Vaughn over at as custom recruits for or custom prospects at the point guard position. At shooting guard, we have a couple of guys in LeAngelo Ball, Adrian Jones, that are at that shooting guard slot. So that'll be an interesting one to go ahead and rock and roll with going forward. At small forward, we have Horace Teemanson, who's considered top 5. Marcus Macklin, Adrian Jones. At the power forward position, we have Dante Alexander, Rod McDodd, and Principal Sai, who is actually the brother of Sikander Sai, who currently sits with the, I believe, the Detroit Pistons. They drafted him last season. And then at center, we have Rico Marion, Telman Rojo, and then finally Samir Bridger, rounding out all of the custom recruits. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and get into this massive battle between your Cincinnati Royals and the Chicago Bulls. We're hosting game 1. Let's go ahead and take care of business, man. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this thing officially underway. Game 1 of the Eastern Conference semifinals between the Chicago Bulls, led by Giannis Antetokounmpo, and the one and only Cincinnati Royals. And we win the tip-off. Ron Valabiti trying to get past Jusuf Nurkic, and Giannis leading the charge. Brian Hoard, corner free, it's good to custom recruit with his first bucket of this series. And that's going to be a big key for us here today, being able to contain Giannis Antetokounmpo and make the rest of his teammates put in their fair weight, because we know Giannis is going to get his, but if we can contain the rest of his teammates, we can win this series for sure. As Grant Williams going to pass the ball around, get it to Ron Valabiti. He tries to fade away over Giannis, but it's no good. Giannis going the other way with it, gets it to the corner again for Brian Horn, and lays it up, and it's good. Brian Horn with a great start. He always got 5 points in this one, as Giannis is doing a good job of distributing the ball around, as we're showing a little bit more poise on the defensive side of the floor, able to get a miss this time around, turn that defense into offense, as Valabiti gets into the paint and throws it down in transition. Just a 1-point game for the time being, as Brian Horn, he attempts another free, but that's not gonna be good as well, as Michael Porter pulling up, no good though. Now the Bulls are going the other way with it. Coby White, he pulls from free, and that's good. And Chicago, standing toe-to-toe with Cincinnati. And this is what we expected, man. This is gonna be a close series. I can already tell. A lot of stars, a lot of very good players in this series for sure on both teams. Not just our own squad, but Chicago's got some guys as well we're going to have to contest. But Ron Valabiti, he's going to pull up. He says, nuh-uh. And he gets the pull-up free to go. Just an absolute cheat code. The best custom recruit that we have in this dynasty lands with the Cincinnati Royals. As we go to the corner again, Michael Porter Jr.
He gets the green bean to go as well. And Cincinnati now with the lead. But how long will that last as Giannis driving to the paint. Blake Griffin trying to keep up with him. And he draws the foul, and Blake Griffin already has 2 fouls in this one. Something to definitely watch out for, as it looks like the old ball coach is going to keep Blake Griffin in there for the time being. As Tony Bradley, he's got Lauri marketed on him. Go pass it out temporarily. We'll see if they go back to him again, because, you know, Lauri Markkanen, he's not a big traditional center like Tony Bradley is. He's got the strength advantage, and Tony Bradley just shrugs off of him. You love to see that. Nice post action. We aren't just, you know, a jump shooting team. We could do some other things too. A multi-dimensional offense. That's what I really like to see. As we still hold on to a 2-point lead, as Derrick Jones Jr. taking it to the paint. Nice layup in the process in transition to help maintain this small lead, as Malik Beasley, he tries to pull from free, but that's no good. The Chicago Bulls, they have a chance to take the lead. Giannis all by himself, and he's not known for the jumper, but he's capable of hitting that mid-ranger danger when he's open like that. And now Giannis has that takeover badge, just trying to get into the locker room before the end of this first quarter. And Stevenson, he pulls for free as well. No good, but Tony Bradley at the board, he can't get it. Here comes Chicago with a couple of seconds left. Giannis tries to lay it up, and it's good. But we don't know if he ended up getting it in time, though. It looks like there is going to be an official review, as it looks like this is what the replay center shows. And it looks like Giannis still had the ball in his hands. So I don't think they're going to count the basket. But man, that was extremely too close for comfort. They are not going to count the basket. And that's how this first quarter is going to end. We're in a tight one. We are in a battle on our home floor, 28-27. Second quarter is going to be coming very shortly, man. Let's see if we can keep the offensive output going and make some adjustments on the defensive end. So let's go to work, man. The second quarter getting started, and Giannis onto the Kupo. He still has a takeover badge, and he tries a three-pointer, trying to spot up when we give him the space, and that's going to be a big thing. Can Giannis hit enough of those jumpers to make us pay for it? Because we have absolutely no problem backing up off him, because we know he's a post threat for sure, and going to take advantage of us trying to drive to the rim as much as humanly possible. But if Giannis can make those 3-point jumpers, it's honestly going to be barbecue chicken for us. So that's something to watch out for sure, as well as the role players, as Lauri Markkanen. He tries an open free, but he can't make it. Jeremy Granville going the other way and gets that one to go. It might have been touched by Lauri Markkanen, but ironically, that's what allowed the bucket to go in, I think. So a 2-possession game. Josh Green trying to keep it that way as Kobe White gets drawn for the foul. Beautiful transition offense, and Josh Green also gets the good old and one opportunity as well. As it looks like Tyrese Halliburton, he's going to make a trip to the free throw line as well. He gets fouled by Kobe White as well. We're getting him into early foul trouble. He's their only premium point guard that they got going on the roster. As Kobe White, he tries a step back jumper, but it's no good. Here comes the Royals the other way with it. Halliburton pulling up for free. Bang! 11-point game. As the offense is humming now. As Ron Valabiti trying to fight for the rebound. It's a fight under the rim, and the Bulls end up recovering it eventually. But we get a steal right back, though. Halliburton the other way and throws it down. Oh my. What a terrific display of defense right there. That's why you never give up on a play, ladies and gentlemen. And it's a 12-point game for right now. Kobe White with the leaner, but it's no good. Valabiti with his 8th rebound. He's going the other way. Blake Griffin gets it out to the corner where Michael Porter Jr. is. And gets that corner free to go once again. And that turns on his takeover badge as well. As for some reason, Michael Porter Jr., even with the takeover badge, even with the corner specialist, the gold badge, Doesn't go in for him, but Giannis able to get that alley-oop opportunity to go, though. And we got an 11-point game now all of a sudden. We try to force it to Michael Porter. But just a dumb play by our point guard, man. Tyrese Halliburton, you know, just trying to do a little too much. He's still a young player. That's something that we do keep forgetting. He's only in his 3rd season in the NBA. Still a young player. Still has some room to grow for sure. A very good young player for sure. Is MPJ thinking about pulling up, but decides to pass it out instead. As Henrik Stevenson, who's now in the game, going to go ahead and try to run the offense as Michael Porter Jr. is open under the rim. And it's a strong second quarter for Cincinnati as they're able to open this thing up to a double-digit lead. 12-point game as Giannis trying to dribble into the paint, but gets it stripped away by Malik Beasley. He's going to take it down the court and gets fouled at the rim again. They get Terrence Terry that time around. And Malik Beasley, he's able to go ahead and make both free throws. And what a good way to end this first half for sure. Giannis has certainly been able to get his points, and that's what we expected, but we have contained the rest of this squad, though. Because even though Giannis has 17, they find themselves down by 16 at the half. We're led by Michael Porter Jr., though. We have 25 points from our starting small forward. That is amazing. MPJ certainly stepping up early on. As we go ahead now and start this second half, trying to go to work. And I don't know, we'll see how this goes, man. Third quarter underway now. Giannis taking the ball up himself. He's ready to go hero ball mode and dunks it all over Grant Williams. Oh my! What a basket there. As it cuts it down to a 14-point game for the time being. As Halliburton trying to move things around on offense. MPJ tries a corner three again. But it's not starting off as hot as he did in the first couple of quarters. Zach LaVine, though, going to pull up. And he gets his to go. And it's to an 11-point game. As now, Chicago trying to move the ball around a little bit more. Jusuf Nurkic trying to pull up on Ron Valabidi. But that's not barbecue chicken, though. Michael Porter Jr., though, he has 28. He's been balling out, and he's looking for 30. But can't get that long jumper to go, though. Bulls with a chance to cut this thing back down to single digits. As Terry going to try to dribble it up. He missed it. Oh, no, he made it. I thought the defense was going to be there for us, and it was actually Brian Horn as well who made that basket. He has 7 points. Second-year pro balling as Lauri Markkanen. He's going to try a mid-range jumper. No good. Josh Green, though, not with the green beam, but still gets the free in. 74-59, keeping it a 15-point game. And Chicago now definitely struggling to keep up, even with Giannis Antetokounmpo on the floor. As Valabidi tries to pull up free, but it's no good. But MPJ with the rebound, though, on Giannis, by the way. And he now has 30 points in this one. And it looks like our strategy is also working as well, forcing Giannis to take jumpers. And, you know, he's still getting his points, but we're slowing him down a little bit. At least making him work a little bit harder for it. Not allowing him to use his strengths as much. And also, at the same time, you know, allowing our guys to, you know, step in and force other players to, you know, step up for the Chicago squad. Nobody really haven't been able to do that with consistency. As Lauri Markkanen, he tries to get a layup to go, but can't seem to make that one. Josh Green, though, beautiful job running the floor. He's known for the jumpers, but beautiful way to carve out the lane, though. Is now 82-65. Is now getting it to the corner. Derrick Jones Jr., he attempts the corner three. Is now Giannis dribbling down the floor. Denzel Valentine going to go ahead and get that one to go. 82-65, though. As Derrick Jones Jr. gets it to Ron Valabidi, who throws it down with a 40. 84-65. As now we got ourselves roughly a 20-point game. Cincinnati definitely starting to pull away as we get a steal from Giannis Antetokounmpo again. Ron Valabidi running the floor. Derrick Jones Jr. taking flight on Nazir Little. He didn't have a chance to contest that dunk. Derrick Jones Jr. just an absolute athlete on the floor. And you know who else is an athlete? Ron Valabidi, as he almost decided to dribble down court, but instead passes it out to Henrik Stevenson, wide open with the free, and gets that one to go as well. 89-65 as Levi Lewis Jr. passes it out to Markkanen, who gets to the Denzel Valentine, and actually shot, he didn't take that jumper. He usually likes those three-pointers, but guess he wasn't really feeling it. That one tries this one, which is more contested, ironically, and Blake Griffin gets the rebound over Giannis as Valabidi gets the layup to go in contact. Surprised he didn't get the foul, probably because he's a 7-foot dude. As it's 91-67 now. Giannis trying to get into the teeth of the defense, but Ron Valabidi going to be gone for his second foul, however. And Giannis only gets 1 of 2 free throws, so not doing too much to really help out with the cause whatsoever. As Valabidi looking to try to get a little bit more involved. He got the takeover badge turned on right now. Sets a screen. It's good! Malik Beasley again. A great screen by Ron Valabidi. And it's 94-68 now. As Denzel Valentine trying to dribble the ball around a little bit. Nurkic trying to dribble into the teeth of the defense, but he gets stripped as well. Cincinnati going the other way with it. Finds Henrik Stevenson. And a beautiful transition bucket once again. And we might end up getting 100 points in this quarter. We'll just have to wait and see if we actually do end up getting it or not. As that, missed jumper by Giannis Antetokounmpo, that certainly helps us. Malik Beasley trying to pull up for free, but they're going to count it as a 2-0. Difficult shot that probably shouldn't have been made, to be honest with you guys. But that being said, another great quarter for us. Cincinnati really pulling away here in the third. And Cincinnati taking some names here for sure. 101-70. And we got one more quarter left to play. But it's just, as long as we don't have a major collapse, we will win game 1. I'm sure of it. So let's go. Fourth quarter officially underway now. And we got a lot of our guys that usually don't get in the game at this point. Emmanuel Mudiay is one of them, for example. This, I'm pretty sure, is his first major appearance in this game. And he'll probably be playing for live this fourth quarter while the rest of our guys will end up being rested and ready to go. As Tony Brownlee gets a block at the rim. Gets it out to Nazir Little, but that's no good though. Here comes Cincinnati, still trying to run our offense. And Henrik Stevenson gets a green jumper, as you love to see that. As now, it's 105-70, as Emmanuel Mudiay trying to dribble it up with Henrik Stevenson, and that's good as well. 107-70. A nice dunk by Henrik Stevenson as well. We got a 111-74 game, as just desperately trying to get some momentum going. A lot of scrubs for Chicago in there as well. And that does include Aaron Baines as well, who gets the easy bucket to go. As whatever buckets happens here is a moral victory. Just getting some guys that usually don't get in the game some playing experience, and also make sure that our guys don't get hurt as well, because we might be in for a long series as well. Yes, we dominated game 1 for sure, but this is not going to be a team that we're going to be able to sweep. We didn't even sweep the Orlando Magic. So if we can't even sweep the Magic, then I imagine we're going to be in for a bar fight against the Chicago Bulls for sure. As Michael Carter-Williams trying to get something going, trying to go to the rim with Nazir Little, and he surprisingly gets that one to go too. 115-80. As Chicago starting to find some rhythm. Michael Carter-Williams with the jumper. But that's not going to be good as well. So here comes Cincinnati again. Derrick Jones Jr. with a midi. He gets that one to go. Nothing like some target practice to work on the old jumper, if I say so myself. As it's 121-84 now. As Little passes the ball around to Andre Robinson. Tries to free himself. But anyone that follows basketball know that that's an absolute brick. As Derrick Jones, he gets the rebound and also gets the second chance points to go as well, as we are getting into the last few minutes of this ball game. And we know who won this game for sure. Anything else that happens here, it's icing on the cake. Jahlil Okafor, he's in the game for the very first time today. And Henrik Stevenson, well, as we should have drove it in, I'm actually surprised he didn't. But Derrick Jones Jr., though, gets the green bean and even gets the foul called as well on top of it. So an even bigger lead now, especially to &1. And we're at a point where 3 of our 5 guys on the floor now have their takeover badge on. I have not seen that in favor of us all series so far, as at least the whole Cincinnati Royals series. So just a bundle of weapons for us to work with, and I absolutely love to see it as Emmanuel Mudiay taking on the teeth of the defense. It's now 128 to 86 as Henrik Stevenson, he has that takeover badge turned on. And look what happens with this takeover badge. A block by Henrik Stevenson, and Tony Bradley able to corral the rebound. Here comes Cincinnati. Emmanuel Mudiay pulling back for free. And this is just embarrassing for Chicago. This is just rubbing salt in the wound, like losing to the computer on freshman difficulty in NCAA. As Derrick Jones Jr. pulls up for free, no good. Tony Bradley vote with his takeover badge. It's just barbecue chicken. As Derrick Jones Jr. now, he wants to get on the action because he knows his guy is ice cold, trying to force the issue, but I guess not enough for the defense, as Derrick Jones Jr. had an open jumper, but can't get that one to go either, though, as it looks like Andre Robinson, he's going to continue to keep fighting. Gets the foul called on him, and look at this. With 15 seconds left, they have the audacity here to run an alley-oop. They get it to go. So, I mean, okay, I see what they're trying to do here. That's fine. That's fine. We can do something like that, too. We can be petty back, and Emmanuel Mudiay almost gets that one to go. He's going to end up making both his free throws, but none of that matters at the end of the day, though, because we win big in Game 1 Eastern Conference Semifinals. We win this thing by a final score of 135 to 88. Let's go ahead and check out the stats for our guys.
Alright guys, so checking out the stats for our guys here today, and we have a new guy leading us in the playoffs, man. Michael Porter Jr., man, went off for 30. Also had 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and a steal. Not to be left behind too much, we had Malik Beasley, who dropped 18. Mudiay dropped 17. Henrik Stevenson with 14 as well. Ron Valabiti, a little bit under, you know, he had 13 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists. Derrick Jones Jr. had himself 11, and Halliburton almost a double-double with 10 and 8. Josh Green with a double-double, or at least pretty close to a double-double. But that being said, you know, a lot of guys in double figures, and I certainly love to see that. As for the Bulls, it was basically just one guy. Giannis Antetokounmpo had to do everything for this team, it seemed like. Granted, he did his best to do so. 32 points, 14 rebounds as well on top of it. But his second leading scorer was Lauri Markkanen, who only had 11. You know, the rest of the team just needs to step up for the Bulls. They want to have a chance against us, man. So, hey, Giannis is going to get his. We knew he was going to get his, but we're doing a very good job of containing the rest of his team, man. So now we get to the interesting part at this point. We go ahead, we start with some sim casting. If you guys know me, I don't like to play non-elimination games unless it's game 1, as, you know, game 2 actually does go to Cincinnati, so we hold home court. We do win 117 to 99. Michael Porter Jr. again, big factor in this one. 21 points, he was our leading scorer for us. Bunch of guys in double figures once again as well. As for the Bulls, you know, checking out what the Bulls did, Giannis was held to 16. He had a triple-double, 16 points, 14 boards, and 12 assists in this one. But, again, not a lot of help from his teammates, man, it seems like. Granted, they did play a little bit better this time around. But, I mean, it feels like, at least at this point, that it's going to be between us and the Celtics to win the Eastern Conference, as we almost win game 3, but we let it slip away from us at the last second. It actually looks like, you know, we had 2 guys with 20 plus points, Halliburton and Ron Valabiti. But as for the Bulls, you know, Giannis, he's trying to will his team, man. 24, 18, 13. He is straight up carrying this squad right now. But this game 4, though, this is going to be big for Cincinnati. If we can win game 4, you know, in this simulation, then I think we're going to really have what it takes to win this series. And we do. We win 101-94. We win in Chicago. We steal a game from the Bulls like we're supposed to do. So this gives us a 3-1 lead going into game 5 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. One game away from being able to go in and win and make it to the conference finals for the very first time in franchise history. Can we get it done in game 5? It should be a good one, man. So I need you guys to do me a favor. Smash that like button for me, as well as hit subscribe if you happen to be brand new to the channel. And like what you see here, man. I appreciate all the support either way. This is John J Gaming on the mic signing off, but hoping you're all having a good one. Take care, everybody.